Hey, it's Soul with another video. I know that there are a lot of what I call armchair developers out there. I mean, I'm one of them. Fans like us have all sorts of outlandish ideas that we think can help out the game. You know, crazy things like level squishing, how to fix the leveling process, fixing talents, fixing professions, give us legacy servers, and all sorts of vague and debatable design ideas. I'm not saying that it's wrong because this is something that I do on the regular too. But today I have 5 simple suggestions that I curated and I'd like to share with you. The thought process behind this is to make people think, well, of course, Blizzard should be doing this. So it's kind of hard to think of a list that folks like you would take a look at and think, yes, without a doubt, we should do this. But anyway, let's get right to it. I think the time has come, or the time is coming really soon, that there should be more than one weekly event going on. At the moment, Blizzard is kind of starting to give way with the PvP brawls that we see in the PvP UI. That seems to be an entirely separate thing from the weekly event system that we all know and are familiar with. But between the dungeon event, the world quest event, the time walking event, the arena event, the time walking event, the pet event, and the time walking event, it's kind of a long gap in between one event or another. Some people are yearning more for a PvP event to go on. Predictably, other players are looking for more time walking events to occur. And instead, when we encounter a weekly event that we don't like, it's kind of a bummer. Now, I'm not saying that time walking should go week after week after week and stack with everything else, but I think that there's enough thirst in part of the players in the World of Warcraft that, well, the time's coming soon that we should have more than one weekly thing going on at a time. My hopes are that Blizzard is still going to keep churning out weekly events, and they definitely are. I mean, for example, there's going to be a Warlords of Draenor time walking that's going to come in the next expansion, whenever that is. I think Blizzard should just start thinking about what kinds of events that they can possibly squish together in a single week that'll both entertain but not totally overwhelm the player. Sometimes we transfer to other realms, or once in a blue moon we're a brand new player and we're looking for a place to call home for the first time. The list on the realm selection list is daunting. There are literally hundreds of realms to choose from, and there's something really deceptive about this. It's the fact that the realms are coalesced or merged, but the UI doesn't show us this at all. Like if I'm trying to decide whether or not I want to be on the Deathicus or the Deathrok server on US realms, how am I supposed to know that they're actually the same realm? What I'm looking for is just a way to visually tell people that, hey, you're choosing this realm, but you're actually choosing all of these realms that are all the same thing. That way people have a better idea of what's going on and aren't relying on third-party sites. The recent introduction of PvP brawls has brought renewed life into some of the existing battlegrounds. And no complaints here, it's pretty nice to dress an old skin with some new gameplay. At the same time though, why not have the same gameplay but a new skin? It's not like Blizzard has to reinvent the wheel all the time. I think it's okay to have multiple Capture the Flag type maps. I think it's okay to have multiple Arathi Basin type maps. I think things like that can freshen up the gameplay a little bit as well, thanks to there being new terrain and a new look. Now of course the work that goes into creating an entire battleground map is pretty daunting, but again, why not do it? Glyphs are not what they used to be. They don't give you additional power, and they don't change your gameplay anymore. They're purely cosmetic and just meant for fun. As of this recording, Warlocks have 12 glyphs to choose from. Meanwhile, Rogues have 4. Paladins have 6. In short, there's kind of a disparity as to how many glyphs a class gets. And it's kind of a bummer. There are a lot of things that glyphs can do to help us customize our characters. I'd love to have my Divine Steed summon something from my favorites list, for example. Or my Avenger Shield makes a different sound whenever it hits things. It just feels like there is huge potential for what we can do with these glyphs. However, the class that's gotten attention by far has been Warlocks. It kinda sucks. I have a feeling if there were more glyphs that were being produced, there could be a lot more money exchanging hands. Never mind the fact that I am a humble glyph vendor myself, but hey, I think we can do with some equality, right? A lot of players, including myself, love Transmog. By that vein, we love the wardrobe system too. I like being able to save my outfits, and I like knowing what I can collect. And, well, I'll just say it again, I like Transmog. But it is incredibly annoying that Transmog is linked to the gear, and not the slot that the gear is attached to. This would be a huge quality of life improvement. Now I know you're thinking, well, how else are we going to have a gold sync? And my answer to that is that it really shouldn't be our problem as to whether or not we need a gold sync or not. I mean, there are other ways to go around it, like making repairs or Transmog more expensive overall, reducing or straight up removing the amount of gold that we get from like follower missions, and there are other things that can be done for it. I'm sure other people would say that, well, it's kind of a slap in Blizzard's face. It's like, you know, if we decided that, hey, this is our favorite transmog ever, and we don't care about anything else that Blizzard makes, that kind of, you know, that's kind of an insult to all the work that Blizzard is putting into making this new and snazzy gear in future expansions. And again, I say, that's not really our problem, is it? If we really like a certain set and we really want to define ourselves with a certain look, we're gonna keep it no matter what. Just let us transmog slots instead of gear. I'm pretty sure that it's not going to be the end of the world. Anyway, that's the little bit of feedback that I have for Blizzard. Share some of your own suggestions in a comment below, but otherwise support this channel the best way you know how. You guys have a good one, and I'll see you in the next video. Stay breezy, guys.